Sorry, Cordelia. Looks like another jock fell prey to her trampy wiles. Maybe now we can start enjoying the evening.
Jeez, Buff, jinx us, why don't you? That's a cue for something evil to crash in if I ever heard of it.
Showtime.
Buffy! I want my Slayer back.
What's up YouTube? I am Dave Winchester with The Lost Save, welcoming you back to my 31 Games for Halloween series. This is where I go into my library, pull out a game that gets me into the Halloween spirit, and show it to you, talk about it a little bit so you get an idea of what it's about, and hopefully you go out and play it yourself. Today we're going to take a look at Buffy the Vampire Slayer on the original Xbox. Now for those of you who followed my channel for a little bit, you might know that I already have a video out for Buffy the Vampire Slayer in my Lost Games series. But this game right here is so good I decided to bring it back, and I know a lot of people still like it. It's one of my most viewed videos, so I'm going to talk about it a little bit today too. So what is Buffy the Vampire Slayer? Obviously it's a television show. This game came out right after the Xbox launch, and it's an action adventure style game with a really good fighting system, a little bit of exploration, and a very heavy story based off of the television show. It sounds like a lot, but it's not. It's a very simple game. There's a little bit of exploration where you have to find keys to open doors and things like that, but mostly it's just a straight up action game. And the combat system is where this game shines. There are tons of different combos you can do. There's a meter that builds up special abilities, so you can do things like bicycle kicks. If you've ever played Mortal Kombat, pretty much the Liu Kang bicycle kick. But that's not really the thing that makes it unique. The thing that makes it unique is how you have to defeat enemies. Most of the enemies that you're going to be fighting are vampires, demons, and all different types of these creatures, and they all have to be killed in very specific ways. So if you're fighting a vampire, the only way you can actually kill them is by staking them through the heart, throwing them into sunlight, decapitating them, or lighting them on fire. Which makes it really interesting when you're getting into these fights with these vampires, and let's say you dropped a weapon or your last weapon just broke. You then have to improvise to figure out how to kill them. Usually there's going to be some sort of wooden pole sticking out of something that you can maybe impale them on, or maybe there's a little bit of a sunlight shining through and you can toss them into that to kill them, or even like a pit of fire. So it gets interesting when you're trying to take out an enemy and you don't have any weapons. Although that doesn't happen too often, because normally I will pick up every single stake that I find, and then later on in the game you get other weapons like super soakers filled with holy water and hellfire that you can carry with you. So if you weaken an enemy enough, you can pull out the super soaker, light them on fire, and that will take care of them. And eventually you actually get a really cool, almost like if you've ever seen Blade, it's that circular blade that you can use to decapitate demons and enemies and things like that. The other thing that makes this game pretty unique is, for the time, it had one of the best facial animation systems around. It kind of looks dated now, but at the time it was really good. It was top end stuff. On top of that, it actually benefited the story because they tried very hard to make this like you're playing an episode of the show. And they do an excellent job. All of the voice actors, minus Sarah Michelle Gellar, are present, and they voice their characters very well. Allison Hannigan sounds a little bit weird when she voices Willow. I'm just nitpicking at that point. But the story is actually designed to fit right into the middle of season 3 of the series. So if you've ever watched the television show and you start playing the game and you're wondering when it takes place, it takes place during season 3. This game also had a sequel called Chaos Bleeds, made by a different company, a different developer, so it wasn't really as good. Also, the sequel came out on multiple consoles, because it came out on the Xbox, the GameCube, and the PlayStation 2, and since the hardware was different, they couldn't do as much with the facial animations, the lighting's a little bit different, the textures aren't as good. But if you play that game actually takes place during season 5 of the show, and the story just isn't as intriguing as it is in this game. The original Buffy the Vampire Slayer game, the story involves the Master and his return and him trying to resurrect himself, and there are a lot of main characters brought back in for that, so it's way more fun to play, especially if you've watched the television show. So why is this part of my 31 Games for Halloween series? I think it's pretty obvious. There's vampires, there's demons, you play as a vampire slayer, all of the environments have this creepy, spooky element to it, and eventually you actually end up in a hellmouth towards the end of the game. So that's going to be it for this episode. Make sure you check back in tomorrow. Like I said, there's going to be a video airing every single day throughout the month of October in this series. If you like this video, you can click the like button. If you didn't like it, that's what the thumbs down button is for. You can also subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of my content, and click the notification bell if you want to be notified whenever my videos go live. And that's going to be all for today. Hopefully I'll see you again tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.